Everyone, today I'll be reviewing this movie. It is kind of like a mystery thriller. This movie dropped on Netflix called The Tutor, and this movie it is starring Garret, Hedlund, Noah Schnapp, Victor Justice, and this movie it is directed by Jordan Ross. In this movie, we see this in-demand tutor. He goes to this student house who is the son of a billionaire in this movie, and he lives in this waterfront house, like very beautiful house. He lives there. So when he goes to, I guess, to live there with this student for a week to teach him some assignment, we see in this movie this student played by Noah Schnapp from The Stranger Thing. He become very attached to this teacher, and we see throughout the movie what happened back and forth between the teacher and student. Well, this movie starts with this story, like, you know, this, you think this student who is this creepy become very attached to this teacher, kind of is going to be like kind of stalker situation, but end of this movie becomes something else. So what do I think about this movie? It's sitting on Rotten Tomatoes score. It's really low leading. This is one of those movies. While watching this movie, it was actually quite interesting. This movie is actually quite engaging. Throughout the movie, you are like edge of your seat. You don't know what will happen next, because this one scene, you see this teacher, he's here. The next scene, he's there, and this student is going crazy. But unfortunately, the last half an hour for this movie, you are just like, what? What is going on? Like, the way this movie ends, it's really leave you frustrating. You are like, what did I watch? What did just happen? That is what I was thinking end of this movie. Well, this movie, watching it, it was quite interesting and engaging. As I was saying, you don't know what will happen next. But last act for this movie really doesn't make any sense, because this movie, throughout the movie, is built on a story. You feel for this guy who is being felt like he was a victim here, you know. You feel like, oh, he's been stalked by this guy, and you feel for him. But end of this movie, he's not a victim. The other person become victim. You're like, whoa, what? Well, some people will find this twist interesting. I found it kind of like, this movie left it a lot of plot hole. I was like, it's like, really, all this plot hole this movie had, I felt like end of it, like, why did he did that? Why did, like, what is the reason for him to do anything? End of it, you just think about it. I felt like this movie. So this movie started out, you thought it's going to be very predictable. Halfway through, this movie really became very interesting, quite engaging. And last half an hour felt like this movie was written by a completely different person, because throughout this movie, like, you feel really sympathy for Ethan, but end of this movie you are like, whoa, Ethan just turned into this character you didn't sign up for. That being said, what do we think about the acting? I think the Garret Hedlund, I think I'm saying his name, this actor, we have seen him in other movie. He is actually quite good in this movie. Throughout the movie, he just do this with his glasses. He's quite good. You really feel sympathy for him. As I was saying, that's how his character were written. However, Noah Schnapp, I felt that he was also good. Like, he was this creepy person, you know. You also feel like, oh, he's the creepy guy. You believe him. I think the acting from all the actor was quite good. I overall, as I was saying, I did enjoy watching it, but the ending left me like, what? Overall, it was still okay movie, but I think this movie deserved the rating it got. And that's my thought on this movie. Let me know in the comment what do you think about this movie. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget my other reviews on other movie. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe until I see you next time. Please take care.